Good evening, one and all, and welcome to In the Blue Corner on a Wednesday evening. I'm Joe Lutzer coming to you all the way from Bangkok, and my co host.
Chris Beach here from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. How are we doing tonight, guys?
How's the leafy suburb? You're in Kew, aren't you, Beachy?
That is correct. Yes,
How,
we
how
are
is.
getting
How
ready.
is sorry?
We are getting ready for. No, that's right. We're getting ready for winter at the moment down here in my neck of the woods, Joe, because we're getting ready for the colder months, and we already
Uh,
know what footy season's like when it comes to winter.
oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you now, Beachy, it's the rainy season here at the moment, and we only get two seasons. We get hot and hot and wet. And
Yeah,
today
that sounds like the top end of Australia to me, mate.
it is. But I had to laugh today. I had a staff meeting, and one of my young girls came in a woolen turtleneck jumper. And I said to her, aren't you hot? She said, no, I'm cold. And I looked at my phone and it was 36 degrees. And I'm like, God, I'd hate to drop her into Melbourne when it's, those cold, wet, wintry mornings, 0 degrees going to work. Just wants to drop off. And anyway,
Yep.
so,
Experienced that too many times.
mate, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at
I'm
all.
sure you don't. I'm sure you don't.
Not at all. I do miss that. I'm not sure if you're well aware, but I lived in Lygon Street in Carlton, and I do miss walking up to Princess Park and then coming home on a Saturday, and all the cars going past the cemetery, and buying some donuts, and they didn't have much jam in them, and the jam that was there used to burn the crap out of your mouth. And good evening, Lana. She's saying
How
good
are you,
evening to
Lana?
you and Beachy. So nice to have
Yep, that's
Lana
fine.
along.
Just
Hey,
just before we go into that, sorry, Joe. I
yeah.
know about the dance at Princess Park because Dad and I were usually one of the few people that were driving, parking near the cemetery. We'd walk up towards the gate 5, gate 6 of the ground, sometimes maybe even gate 4, and we'd just enjoy the game from the legend stand, or even sometimes I think there was one time we sat on the wing in front of the coaches' boxes. So that was always a bit
Oh,
of fun.
that's all right. We've got a few other people watching us. We've got Peter Vlahos. G'day, Peter.
And
Uh,
Rash.
and Rash, yeah. It's. I think we've got Tinder happening in the chat there. Hi, Lana. Hi, Rash. Sorry, guys. If you'd like us to leave the room, we'll just let you organise the date. But no, that's okay.
Exactly right.
And
Uh,
Beachy, just before we get on to our normal stuff, I believe you guys have an election this
yes, we do.
Saturday. Yeah, we got one here in Bangkok as well. No alcohol. They ban alcohol from 6 o'clock the night before so that people don't get too drunk and remember to go and vote. And then there's no drinking on the day. Oh, it's a weird place here. It's a weird place here. Lana,
Yeah.
you laugh all you want, but we're going to start charging an admin fee soon. Swipe up if you want to talk to Rich. Swipe left if you don't, and swipe up if you want to talk to me and Beachy. We're the super likes. I've never been on Tinder. I'm only going from SEN. So, Lana, never been on Tinder, but I would more than happily date you if I was. I was. So, Chris,
Yes.
this Friday night for
Yes.
once, the
Yes.
Blues were on.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
I,
First time
I
in about
was.
a few years.
Oh, Rich, thanks, mate. Super like, and you too, mate. You too. Um, we were we were talking off air about this being the big test. Oh, Goz's joined in. He's another super like. Um,
Sorry, Joe. Peter Blahos's comment. Only fans Carlton mode.
the OnlyFans here, you've got to have a Carlton sort of paraphernalia in the exotic places, So I'd probably have one of those little plastic footies that you used to get at the bank, the little ones. But that's all right. That's all right. I was saying to
Yes,
you,
let's get back.
I was saying to you off air, I think this is probably our biggest test of the year. I mean, when we came up against Richmond, we weren't really aware of what they got, and I actually thought that we would beat Freo. And the Bulldogs. I didn't think they were playing well, but Friday night is going to be. I think it can make or break us. I was talking to the legendary Golden Tonsils, Vince, before. Vince may be watching. All the best to his better half. She's been up all night in pain and they were at the hospital. So that's why Vince hasn't joined us. I was talking to Vince and he said, our next game is against Collingwood and then there's the bye. So can you imagine, what are we now, 7-2?
7-2.
Imagine going into the bye with, I don't know, 8-2, I think we'd be. I mean, 9-2. That's, if you'd have told me that at the start of the year, I'd have said at 9-2, end the season, we'd be top 2. But, Vince was saying we haven't really played a lot of great opposition. I tend to agree and disagree. You can only really beat the people that you play the week, the week that you're in. But look, all credit to the boys up at the club. They've been there a few years. All credit to Michael Voss. I mean, he's done a great job considering he's only really been there 6 months, and he's probably only had the guys for 4 of them. So, Chris, that brings me to selections for this week.
Yep.
Let's have a quick chat about last week.
Yes,
what were your thoughts? I know Vince and Steve do a good job on a Sunday night, but what did you think of the efforts on Sunday against GWS?
Well, I'm going to put it in 3 words, Joe, just to keep it plain and simple. I was proud. That's one. We were pretty much on top of them for most of it to start, and when they got level with us, we were able to find answers because there have been years gone by, Joe, where there are times where it's gotten level and then GWS have just run away with it, meaning we drop our heads and we then just let GWS run away with it. But then what was more important and more impressive about this, Joe, was that we had no Mackay, we had no Pitnet, so we had no key forward, no key ruck, and we were able to still do what we were able to do. Charlie, of course, didn't quite get as many as he would have liked, obviously, but that didn't matter because Cripps, Chara, Hewitt, Kennedy, they all did their job in the middle, and they stopped them.
Yeah.
They stopped them outside. They stopped them from the middle, and they couldn't get it forward. Now, yes.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the way we started. I thought, we came out of the blocks quite well. I was a bit disappointed in the second quarter that we let them in, but you can't play top football. I mean, Melbourne seemed to do it, but you can't play top football. But I guess Carlton of old would have, I don't know, dropped their heads, waited for Paddy Cripps to pick up and stuff. Goz said something about Lockie O'Brien. I'm going to come back to that. He's developing a soft spot. I think Lockie O'Brien is doing his job, but he got found out a bit on Saturday night. I think he thinks he's faster than what he is, and he got caught a fair few times when he had the ball. And another one here, Goz has talked about, where is Paddy and Murkoff. Hey, mate, you can only put 22 players on the pitch, so you got to drop someone. And I don't know who you're going to drop to bring in Murkoff and Paddy. Granted, they probably, I don't know. I don't watch the reserves, so I don't know enough. And maybe their form in the reserves probably warrants it. But I mean, I think we did well. I think we're getting a lot better. Guys, how does Paddy keep missing a spot? But who are you going to drop? You drop someone, mate. And I don't know. Yeah, but you can be baffled. You got to drop someone. And, as much as I don't like Jack Nunes, I'm not a Jack Nunes fan, but he's putting in. You can't complain. I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. He's been playing quite well. I think maybe if we go to the selection this week, Chris, Zach Williams is definitely out.
Yeah, he's out.
Definitely out.
There's
So,
no question about that. And I reckon it's
and,
going to be Lewis Young to come back in for him.
yeah, and I think so too.
Because
I
he
think
was
so
a
too.
health and safety protocol to
Yeah.
this week. So, yeah,
And
safety.
I think we need a big body. I think we need a tall backman to help Wiedering, right?
Yeah,
Because,
and Young will do that.
yeah, Doherty's not tall. Sard's not tall.
Plowman.
Kemp's not tall. Plowman. I thought Plowman played well on Saturday. A lot of people give him a bit of crap, but I actually like Plowman's game. You know,
No, I was impressed with Plowman.
You got to say something about Plowman, right? Plowman is not an A-grade footballer. Okay,
He never was.
He never will be. But he'll do a job, and I think that he got found out in years gone by because our midfield defence was not up to it. And I mean, even I thought Wiedering even sometimes got found out. But when the ball's coming back at you, it's very difficult. Evening, Brendan from Melbourne Coffee Roasting. Hey guys, Carol out, Dow in. Yeah, I don't know if I was talking to a friend in Australia today about this, and Vince. We seem to think that maybe Kemp may get rested and maybe Jesse Motlop might get rested. We think that Vince was saying to me he thinks that they may say to Motlop, look, you've had a taste of the big league. He looked a little bit lost. I mean, he's 18 years old, for God's sake. I think he's going to be a good footballer.
It was his first game.
Yeah. And I think maybe they're going to say to him, look, you've had a bit of a taste, and they may put him out for Paddy Dow. I actually prefer Dow to Motlop. No, not Dow to Motlop. Dow to Lockie O'Brien. But I mean, I'm sitting here in Bangkok. If I was a selection, I'd be there. Tomorrow, Stephen Nightingale. Sorry, gents, I don't understand that, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's just a question for Goz about something else.
Yeah, I like that bump too, Peter. I think he's a good player. But okay, so let's get to the selections. I'm saying,
let's do it.
I think, well, Zach Williams definitely out. I think they'll bring Stocker for him. What do you think?
No, I'm of that opinion as well.
Yeah,
I think it's Stocker's touchdown.
Yeah, I think out of our defence, you'll probably see Williams and Kemp out, and Lewis Young and Stocker probably come in. I think Carroll and Motlop may get rested or maybe omitted. You don't get omitted anymore; you get rested or managed. Isn't that right? There's no more drop, but and I think you'll probably see Dow. Maybe Kemp might keep his spot. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm still not a rap for Cottrell. Does his job. He reminds me of Mitch Robinson, but without skill. Mitch Robinson was just a wrecking ball, but had some skill.
But the difference here is, though, Cottrell will run all day. He's got a tank that will just push.
Yeah.
Now,
so
you're saying Motlop may get managed or rested. I think he might stay in because it is Indigenous round this week and next week.
Yeah, it could. It's a Doug Nichols round, isn't it? This weekend.
Yeah, it's this week and next week. They're doing it over 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. But we play this week, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Goz has said this. All jokes aside, I must have to ask, where does Cottrell find his place? If you ask me, Goz, it's in the VFL. but listen, if anyone out there, we got some viewers watching. If you've got any questions or comments, Chris and I are more than happy to answer them or entertain them and put them up. And Chris and I might be talking on the show, but this show's for you guys. So tell us what you want, who you think's in, who you think's out.
And we may even debate We may even debate it.
But I still don't think Murkoff will come in. I think they've got longer term plans for him, to be honest. I think he's only played a handful of games though.
Yeah,
Murkoff.
I mean, really,
So,
if we were going to play Murkoff, I would have thought we were probably going to do it against someone like an Adelaide, North Melbourne, or even maybe a GWS. But seeing as now we're getting ready to face the likes of Sydney this week, Collingwood after that, Essendon, Richmond, Fremantle, all post bye, you can't really be risking that too soon.
Brandon's asked, when's the AFL going to have a WOG week? It's every week, mate. It's like that song Father's Day, because every Saturday is Father's Day. I mean, where would they be without, all those bloody WOGs playing? But anyway,
I know. I mean, they had a left-handers round one year.
Oh, they might have someone who's left-handed or bounces. Well, Andrew Walker, remember, he used to bounce the ball left hand, kick right hand. See, I agree with Lana. Murkoff isn't ready yet. I know he's 7 foot nothing, and he gets 50 tap outs in the reserves. I don't know who he plays against in the reserves. So I'm just adjusting my computer.
No, you're right, man. You're right.
So I'm not sure, but let's get back to this Saturday's game. I mean, the teams are announced tomorrow night, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Considering we're Friday night, this team will be confirmed. So whatever we see is what we will see.
Yeah. So sorry, guys, I'm just pulling up the team from last week on my AFL.com app, and I mean, so the teams, the lineups, I really think that. Look, I'm of the opinion. I think Jack Carroll will get a rest, and I think Dow will take his spot. I think Zach Williams is going to be out.
Yeah, that's settled. That's no problem.
And I think Young will probably come in for him, and I actually think either Cottrell or Kemp will get omitted, and they'll bring in Stocker. Peter's come up with Young, Dow, out Williams and Owies. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right, mate. Could be right. I'd like to know what you mean by we need more mid options, Peter, because I mean we've got Lockie O'Brien who can run through. Well, you got Paddy Cripps, Walsh, Chera, Hewitt, Zach Williams, Kennedy. So there's 6. I don't know how many more options we need, mate. So feel free to let us know. Feel free to let us know, Peter, you're thinking there, mate, because I'd be more than happy to debate it or put it to our viewing audience. I don't know what we do. The one Chris and I were talking about was Marchbank. Gee, I'd like Marchbank, man. Here's one for us, Chris. Jack Martin may be a chance. I actually think, Lana, that he'll get another week, and I think that if he doesn't perform this week, I think that might be curtains for him. Here's a surprise selection: Beachy to full forward. Beachy to full forward. It's the old joke. What do you do if God came to Hawthorn, moved Peter Hudson to centre half forward? So Beachy came, we'd moved Charlie out to centre half forward. But here you go. Peter's come back with take out Owies, small forward with another mid. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you could be right there, mate. I mean, the game is probably won through the midfield and but I noticed. I don't get to see a lot of the shows like you guys there, but I do on YouTube get to see what is it? What's that show with Caro and Hutchie? Is that Footy Classified?
Yeah, Footy
Yeah,
Classified.
I get to watch that and the other one, Talking Footy. And Jonathan Brown came up with some good stats about Carlton, like Melbourne, don't like going through the corridor. So I don't know, but I've noticed some of our skills have improved a lot. A lot
They
of our
have.
handballers starting to hit. I know Doherty did that shocking backward pass, but one mistake, it
Exactly.
doesn't make a summer. Um,
Because he then went the other way and actually put in a nice little 60-meter bomb from about the center square.
yeah. Oh, I agree with you, Lana. We'll see Marchbank before we see Murkov. Yeah,
Yes, we will.
absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah,
I
we will.
think we might even see Dow before we see Marchbank. I really think that Dow is probably he signed a 1 week's extension last week. So
One
he
week.
must be. So yeah, last week he signed a 1 week, 1 year extension. Sorry, he
I was
signed it
gonna
1 week.
say.
Yeah, he signed up till round 11, Beachy. Hey, even us great people make mistakes. Come on, even you make them.
Yeah, I know,
So
but still that surprised me.
yeah, no, but I think so. What we don't know is we don't know what Michael Voss has said to him. And Michael
No.
Voss might be saying stuff to him and saying, just bide your time. He's obviously has something to do. Goz has asked, I watch footy classifieds. Yeah, you got to remember, Goz, I'm in a country where all the TV is in Thai. So my Thai is not that good. Believe me. And all the Thai TV is all soap operas. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time, Goz. I'm bored. So I have to watch footy shows. Hang on.
He
He
deserves a
deserves a
go
go doubt.
now.
Well, I don't think we'll trade him, Lana, because we've just signed a 1 year. I know that means nothing. We've signed a 1 week extension. No, we signed a. We've signed him on a 1 year extension. So look, how old is he? 22?
Oh, I thought he was a little older than that.
20? No, Dow, you'll find he's 22. Come on, players. I think you'll find he's 22, Beachy. But anyway, I'll let you watch it. Guys, I'm not wasting crap. I don't get as much football as you guys. I'll tell you the one I don't watch is that Football 360 with that idiot, Mark Robinson. Oh, give me a break. Mate,
Yeah,
I
I'm
saw
trying
they
to
had
avoid that.
I saw they had Corey Durden on the TV the other day, and they've got a picture of Fogarty up in the background. That's how stupid they are. But anyway,
Yeah,
obviously not them.
in
It's
the words of the Sebastiani boys and Rocco, who are on the jumper punch,
yeah,
banana
Tuesday
of the
nights
week.
in Bluebrook. Oh,
Banana of
they're
the
the
week.
monkey. Oh, hang on, Vince is here.
Hey,
Oh, Vincent, you've written a bloody. Hey, look, I'm going to put it up just quickly. He's written a novel. Look,
on your Vince.
geez,
Well
Vince,
done,
on you,
mate.
Vince. Jeez, Can you give us the abridged version, Vince? Huge test this week. If we win, then we're safe. We were talking about this before, and I'd like to hear our viewers. I'd like to hear our viewers on this. Where do you, given that we're 7-2, where do you think we'll finish? I'm still of the opinion that we'll finish 5th to 8th, and I'll give you my reasons. Vince said to me, "Nah, come on," and I'll give you my reasons. Round 23, Carlton Collingwood at the G. We should win that.
Yes, we should.
Round 22, Carlton Melbourne. Ooh.
50.
Round 21, Brisbane Lions Carlton. Oh, in Brisbane.
50-50.
Round 20, Carlton Adelaide in Adelaide.
Win.
Oh.
It should be a
Yeah,
win, but anyway.
and round 19, Giants. But I mean, there's a few hard oppositions. And round 18, Geelong at Carlton. Oh, Lana, I'd like to share your enthusiasm. We've seen all this too often. We've seen all
We
this too
have.
often, guys.
I've
And
seen
round
this
6
way too many times.
and round 16 is Carlton St Kilda. We got some really big teams. I tend to agree with you, Peter. I think 6. I mean, we're 7. Let's face it, I think 12 games gets you into the 8, 12, 13 games.
Yes.
If we
Yeah.
can't win 5 of the next, I don't know, 12, well, we got problems. We shouldn't be in the 8 if we can't win them. I mean,
Okay. So
ideally,
so
we
the
should be
answer,
able to beat Collingwood and Essendon. Ideally,
yes.
you'd think.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. That gets us to 9 and 2.
yeah, and then I mean we've got some other. No game is easy. When I'm being facetious when I say easy, but we got Richmond. Hopefully our form holds up and we should beat Richmond, but you never know with
Yep.
them. They're just as likely. Then we play the
Exactly.
Dockers in Melbourne. And that's
Yeah.
good because I think if it was there, I'd be worried. So
Yeah. Well,
then, then
we've already done them there, so we don't need to worry about that.
then we got St Kilda. Then we got the Eagles in Perth. That's a walkover.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a
And
percentage
then
boost.
and then we start playing some of the top teams. But so yeah, it's good to hear from you, Vince. If you'd like to join us, I can send you the link. But I mean, this is just a quick show. So Beachy, we're both of the opinion. Well, we do know that Zach Williams is out. We both agree that Lewis Young will step in for him.
Yes. Yep.
We both agree that probably Stocker needs to come back if he's fully fit.
Yep.
Maybe Kemp for him. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly.
Yeah. And we think Owies may be dropped for Dow. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that's a possibility as well. But I'm gonna make the case that always and Durden have actually been bouncing off each other quite well. So one week it might be always stepping up. The next week it might be then Durden stepping up, as it was last week with Durden stepping up, kicking 3 and actually getting the Nab Rosenstam nomination, which was very well deserved, by the way.
Yeah.
I must.
It's only 19.
Yeah, I know, and he played like an absolute gun. Did Corey?
Gina's joined the show. Hello, Gina. They're up there on the border.
Gina.
I think. Please don't shoot me, Gina. I think she's in Corowa.
Yeah, I think
maybe Rutherglen.
Somewhere near the big New South Wales border.
Yeah, I used to know that area quite well. I was married to a girl, Gina, she was from Wodonga. We used to go to Waganya and all those sort of places. Oh, we're back to the Tinder dating. We're back to Tinder dating. Gina swiped right for Lana. Yeah, I knew it was Cora. Goran, here we go. Goran's got some comments. Our pace through the midfield. Yeah. Yeah, we tend to agree with you, Goran. We tend to agree with you.
Yep.
I think that may be the system. I think Motlop may keep his spot. You know, if I was the Carlton, well, we're the unofficial selection committee, Beachy, of course.
Yes, we are.
I'd like to say to someone like a Kemp and Motlop, okay, you got 3 or 4 games, boys. Show us. Get
us what you got
for it. Get the taste for it. Make them hungry so that if they do get dropped, they say, you know what, I don't want to play in this second-rate competition. I want to get into the big league. You know, I want to play with the big boys. I want to be in the big sand pit, not the little sand pit. So, but I think, you know what worries me though, Beachy? I mean, TDK will be a good player. He will be a good ruckman.
Yes, he will be.
But at the moment, he's really outclassed. And I got really worried when they threw Paddy Cripps into the ruck. I'm like, oh no, please don't get injured. Please don't get injured. Please don't get injured. So I know he had a job, and his job was probably, well, just compete. If they win the tap out, they win the tap out. Maybe we have to throw someone like a Silvani, or I don't know. How tall's Lewis Young? Is he a big boy?
Well, he's been known to go into the ruck when he was with the Bulldogs.
Okay.
He's been undergoing the right when he was with the Bulldogs. Now, look, we knew what we were getting when we found out that Bruce was going to play against
And he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
We knew that was going to happen, and we knew that TDK was going to be up against it with Bruce. But you know what? He did okay. Yeah, sure.
He did all right.
He didn't set the world alight. And you know what?
As long as just hold your own.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just hold your own. So do I, guys. I love it when Beachy gets fired up.
Love it, boys. Mate, like I said, I'm just one of you guys. Hey,
you guys have got to remember he is a librarian, so he likes quiet. Okay, so he doesn't like noise in the library, do you, Beachy? He's the one walking around going shh, shh to people like you and me, guys. So yeah, I tend to agree with Goran, Young and Dow, Williams and Carroll. Motlop looked a bit lost, but first game, 19 years old. You got to give him a break.
Get a taste.
Get a taste for it. I don't know about Cottrell. I don't like. I don't like. Hey, Beachy, is this true?
No, it's not.
I don't know about Cottrell. I'd like to say he's going to make it. I remember, Beachy, I don't know how old you are, but about 30. You're 30, aren't you?
I'm 30, yeah.
I don't know if you ever remember a guy that played for Carlton, Tom Elvin, right? Number 31.
Just a little bit before my time. Bit before my time. Anyway.
I remember going to football and my mate turned to me, and Ern, I hope you're watching, he said to me, you know what? That bloke's never going to make it. And I said, well, you've got to persevere with him. Persevere. I think he ended up playing nearly 200 games, Tommy Elvin, right? And he was on the jumper punch a couple of weeks ago. Probably looked like he could still play. I hope Cottrell proves me wrong and goes on to play 200 games. I really do. Look, you must have some talent to get drafted. You can't just draft nuffies. But one thing I'm glad of, Beachy, aren't you glad we didn't get Dylan Shield? Oh, I'm so glad.
100%. 100%.
I am so glad that Essence scum came in over the top and outbid us. Oh,
I am so glad
Jesus.
that's happened. Yeah,
hang on, here we go. Here we go. Serious question. Noble, huge rumblings going on about a return to play with Cruiser. Any updates? I've heard this rumour too. Now, I'm going to say, I only want players that are 100% fit. How old's Cruiser? He'd be 30? I mean, we may as well go and get Shane Mumford. At least he's a brute and bloody, could bully people. But anyway, and yes, Glenn, you're right. We didn't dodge a bullet. We dodged a bloody machine gun fire there. But
we did.
But anyway.
For the record,
so guys,
33.
33. Yeah, I don't know if he's the answer, guys. I don't know. I mean, Pitane or Pitanet or whatever you want to call him, they say he's 6 weeks away. One of those weeks is a bye.
It is. Yep.
I don't know if the Swans have a dominant ruckman. Who have they got? Hickey. Who's got the top? Hickey. He's got terrible. He should be banned for having terrible tattoos. Have you ever seen him?
Yeah, it's Hickey and someone else. Now, they haven't been playing Callum Sinclair lately as well, which could be some trouble later if they pick him against us. But we'll see. We'll see. Nothing.
Peter's brought up Sorry, mate. Peter's brought up an interesting point about a huge salary cap. Apparently, we have a big. We can sign a big player in our mid-season draft. That's another one. That comes into account. Who do we go for the mid-season draft? I know we're not going to get Vossy's son, but
no, we're not doing that.
Stephen, we've discussed this. We think that for Williams, it's going to be Stocker. So, no, Lewis Young. Well,
Lewis Young. We said Lewis Young.
Yeah, we had something up before. Where is it? I'll put it up. I know it was Peter said something about who we're going to bring in and bring out. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. I think we said that. Guys, Mick Martin. Jesus, give me a break.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe why don't we bring back Corey McKernan while we're at it? He won a best and fairest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all right, Stephen. Not to worry. We're of the opinion that probably Williams and Carroll will go out, and Young and Stocker will come in. Stephen, if you've got any other point of view, more than happy to put it up, mate. Now here we go.
Guys, now you're just getting ridiculous. Ridiculous.
What about Anthony Angwin? Or Lawrence Angwin, Lawrence Angwin. He was a good footballer. You know, he would have been something if he wasn't bloody on the happy
until he
pills.
got busted for that drugs.
For the happy pills. With what was the other guy's name? I know he was from Wangaratta.
Carl Norman.
Norman. I've got to tell you a funny story about Carl Norman. I don't know if you know that I used to go walking with Ian Collins, and Ian Collins took over the club running, and he said in those days the players got paid quarterly, right? And Carl Norman got his quarterly pay, and he thought it was his monthly pay, and he went out and bought a BMW with all the money. Like he got paid 35,000 or something, and he paid 34 for the BMW. And Collos called him in and said, "But what are you doing?" "Well, I wanted a new car." And he said, "But what are you going to live on?" He said, "I'll wait till next month's paycheck." And he said, "That paycheck was for 3 months." He said, "What? Oh, I didn't know that." So anyway, I guess you don't have to be a rocket scientist to play football, especially not at
brains of house flies.
Guys, maybe we should bring back Sticks and stick him at full forward. Move Beachy to centre half forward.
Oh no, bugger that! I'll just take one of the pockets. That'll be fine.
All right, so guys, I think that's about enough for tonight. We don't want to be too long, 40 minutes. Thanks, Chris, for joining us. Thanks to all the people that have made comments. Guys, this is your show. I mean, Beachy and I just sort of sit here and talk garbage for about 40 minutes. So feel free to come in. If anyone ever wants to join in, please, just I'll give you friend me on Facebook. I am more than happy to send you a link. I've just put my ID. That's it. More than happy to have anyone come on the show, except Goz, because Goz gets too fired up. But no, everyone's welcome on the show. Gina, Lana, friends of the show, Rich, Brandon, Stephen, anyone. Yeah, you are on parole, Goz. You are on parole. You got 6 weeks for talking crap. And I know you went to the MRO gave you 6 weeks. You appealed it, and the tribunal gave you 8. So there you go. On a serious note, thank you to everyone. Let's support the Blues. No bagging. I don't like all this bagging.
None of this, guys. None of this.
Well, yeah, we all have favourites, and we don't have. Everyone knows I'm not a Jack Nunes follower. But I'll tell you what, when people play well, I'll give them credit. And that's all you can ask. You know, they put on the blue jumper. We bleed blue. We hope they bleed blue.
Yep.
Last question, Beachy. I can't vote. Who's going to win? And there you have it. That's the expert comment.
On a serious note, I've got no idea. I mean, some seats in the election are just becoming more and more marginal, more and more key day by the day. Guys, wrong election. Yep, mate.
Well, guys, you're going to get an extra 4 weeks for a stupid comment like that. You're going to get banned for years, guys. Look, good luck in the election. I don't have to vote because I've removed myself from the electoral roll, having been away for so long out of Australia. But whatever they do doesn't really affect me. All the
Cool.
viewers out there, I don't file a tax return. Oh, here we go. You've heard it first here. Peter's going for a hung parliament. We'll all be back here next week to vote again. Is that what happens? I don't know. Do they have draws? I don't really know enough about the electoral
No,
system.
if it goes to a hung parliament, then it goes down to whoever can form government for the minor parties. That's just going to lead to trouble.
Yeah, we don't want trouble. I do know one thing. I don't think that Sunday morning you're going to wake up and have a result.
No.
I think it's going to come back. I think it's going to come down to a lot of the postal votes and stuff like that. You know, there's going to be a lot of marginal
and some of the pre-poll as well, possibly.
Yeah, some of the pre-poll. So on that note, from here in Bangkok, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is your channel. Feel free to post whatever you want. Beachy, last words from you, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys, again for coming in tonight. Of course, I'm from Melbourne, the heartland of the football world, you could say. Look, guys, basically, as Joe said, I'll just reiterate it. But yeah, get around all the Carlton channels, you know, Blue Abroad, Key, the Jumper Punch, you know, hell, even Goss has got one going, Bleed Blue for Life. You know, guys, get around us all because we're all part of the same side. We're all wearing the same jumper. We're all still seeing that CFC on the jumper as well. Just get around all of us.
Hang on, Goz has put his channel up.
That's it.
Yeah, don't forget, boys, the Jumper Punch, probably one of the best football shows. Does go for a long time. I fall asleep. I have to watch it in 2 or 3 goes. No disrespect, but it's a great show. Goz with his Bleed Blue for Life. Get onto it.
Yep.
Terry does a great job on Blue Abroad. Pommy in Oz. Yeah, they're all really good. There's a few others.
They're all great stuff.
There's a few others that I just saw today that I've actually just joined. So I hope those guys I wish them all well too. I'll have to start watching them maybe instead of footy classifieds. So from me here in Bangkok at 5:42. And it's
8:42 in Melbourne here. So
yeah,
thanks again, guys.
It's about 38 degrees here. So good night. Thanks, guys. Over and out. And go Blue Baggers. Let's hope we come to you next week with another victory. Thanks a lot, Peachy. Yes. And thanks to all our viewers. Joe. And good night.